And now for something completely different.
Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform.
Or ask your smart speaker
To play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
strap yourself in.
Because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Right, Chris.
All right, how the devil are we all? Good afternoon. Is it yet? Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day, good everything, wherever you are in the world. How the devil are you? Thank you so much for tuning in and watching Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and on Twitch. Both, of course, you can find us under Leicester Till I Die TV and your favourite podcast platform. Not this particular show because it goes on a bit too long for a podcast, but we are available. And if you ever do listen on podcast, thank you so much for lending me your ears. It's a new show today, so we're going to see how it goes, see what happens. I might be joined by a guest soon. I don't know. He might be out celebrating because he's an Arsenal fan. But what a game. Yeah, David is in. Good afternoon, David. How are you? I hope you are well, sir. Thank you for joining us. Shane, thank you for popping in as well. Good afternoon to you. Nate, as always, all the way from America. Good evening. Good morning. What is it over there? Good morning over there, isn't it? Well, it seemed to be. I'd gone for the draw, so I kept out 2-2. I was very, very happy. I didn't watch the game. I was just checking the scores, so I was setting this up. So at 1-1 and 2-2, I'm thinking, well, 1-1 I'd have been happy because that was what I predicted. 2-2, I thought, yeah, here we go. And then Arsenal come back at the end. I guess it does put to bed a lot of the worries, I suppose, for Arsenal fans. And I was just very quickly nipped onto an Arsenal chat before, and they did seem a little bit still not happy. Who knew? But I mean, it just shows that they were put in that awkward position, obviously, when they lost last week, and they've come back. And that is the sign of a team that could be Premier League champions. And David says that was some match Villa didn't deserve to concede 4. I was surprised it was 4 when I looked at, because Anthony is going to join me in a minute, text me to say, oh, it's 3-2 to Arsenal. Oh, fucking hell. I went on and loaded everything up. It was 4-2. So don't know. Obviously, they had a bit of a meltdown at the end. But this is a bit of a different show. We're just going to try it out. If you remember last year, on the last day of the season, we'll be doing it again this season, we had our Soccer Sunday. We can't call this Soccer Saturday for obvious reasons, so we'll call it the big kickoff. We're just going to be looking through the scores, having a natter, having a bit of banter, and keeping you up to date with the scores, not just from the Premier League, but from all the divisions. So I'm sure Anthony will be keeping an eye on his other teams, like Southampton, Leyton Orient, and possibly Bristol. Talking about the big man, let's bring him in, and we've got to say, oh, let me click the right button. Good afternoon, welcome along, and congratulations, sir.
Oh, thank you, Chris. I tell you what, that was some game. That was some game. Going a goal down, equalising, then 2-1 down to 2-2. we played fantastic. I think, to be honest with you, I think that our best player on the pitch, I think you'll have to give it to Ben White. And
Really?
as you know, I blow hot and cold on Ben White, but you have to give it to him. And that Jorginho strike, blimey, and it get well. Unfortunately for Martinez, the goalkeeper, hit the bar, smacked him in the back of the head, and went in. So obviously
Oh,
that went
no.
down his own goal. So
Oh.
but it's
That,
it's
if
3 points.
I think, yeah, that counts as an own goal, I think, doesn't it? If
Yeah,
that happens. I saw Saka's goal. It was the only goal I saw because I was actually
Yeah.
getting lunch when it was being played. So it was the only game that scored. And then I'm in the middle of I'm binging another series at the moment. But I did see the Saka goal, and that wasn't bad.
no, it was a good goal. Excellent goal. One of the best goals. And then for Martinez to the goalkeeper, Aston Villa's goalkeeper, to come down when Villa had a corner. They balls their corner up, and we just hit him on the break, and then Martinelli got the fourth goal, just ran it into an empty net. So it was just I think it was good. It was a good win. It was a good game, good
Yeah.
old-fashioned English game, and I sort of sympathise with Unai Emery, to be honest with you, but obviously we had to get the 3 points to get back on top of the table. But can Forest do a job for us against Man City? This is what we ask of them.
I guess if anybody is you were hoping would be playing Manchester City, it probably Nottingham Forest wouldn't be one of those teams. But
No.
it says, like you say, I mean, that was a huge psychological blow for you last week.
It was, yeah.
I mean, you've lost, is it 3 games all season? So there are always going to be games that you lose, but it was how you responded to that. And I went 2-2, and I went 1-1 because I thought, well, you know what? It's Emery is going to be there. The first time he's played Arsenal. He's going to get his team up for it. Arsenal might be a little bit doubt, but my God, that's the character of a team that could, that basically could win the damn thing.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So, but it's going to be interesting from this day forward, obviously to the end of the season. So Arsenal's got to bring their A game. We do have a game in hand. Our game in hand, I believe, is against Everton. So that, in all fact, that was a game we should have won last, and we should have beat Brentford as well. I feel that we were unlucky against Brentford.
Yeah,
and the play Tommy Yasu's mistakes against Man City, but I would have took those 3 wins, and I would have took the loss to Man City. I know it sounds a bit stupid, but if you're going to lose one, you're going to have to lose one against the best, aren't you? Which would have been obviously Man City.
Yeah,
so
you'd hope it wouldn't, because they're obviously your competitors. But you actually and enjoy this for the moment, because you're actually top this week only of the prediction league, because you went for 2-1 to Arsenal. So you were the only person with a point so far. And if you are watching, Steve, look, you went for 2-0. Can you see that, Anthony? He went for 2-0. He accused.
Yes, he went for 2-0. He even wrote his own scores down, Stephen, didn't he?
He is, though. He's not sent me a photo of that, so he could change it during the week and just do it like another sheet out. Not that I'm accusing an ex-pro like Steve Lynix of cheating at all, but he did accuse me. Let's just say Mike is in. Good afternoon, Mike. How are you? How the blazes are you? I am very well. How the devil are you? Nate says Shinchenko's first ever Premier League goal as well.
Yes, it was.
Static is in. Good afternoon and congratulations, Static.
That's it.
Another it's an Arsenal massive. Correction, Anthony, best home goal ever. Look, you take whatever they come, don't you? You don't care who scores it. Well, hey to you as well. Mike, I do like your CFC 4th shirt. 8 matches me underwear. What can I say? Villa 3 defeats in a row now after a good start from Emery. Do you know what? I mean, I know I did go for the draw, but it helps Leicester if you beat them, because if we can somehow beat United tomorrow, we're clawing those points back. And Villa was the one that was sort of going to be hard, because it was a bit of a mind the gap situation. But I really don't want Forest to get anything at Man City for two reasons. Obviously, one of them, it's Nottingham Forest, and two, they're actually on the same number of points than us. So hopefully Man City can put 4 or 5 past them. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, that's fine, Chris. Even in the prediction show yesterday, I went for Manchester City 4-0. So
Yeah, I love that name. I love that name. Well, let's just run through because, like I say, we're going to be keeping you up to date with all the scores. Millwall actually also beat Sheffield United 3-2. So that's an early kickoff there in the Championship. So we will be, so I say, keeping you up to date with all of them, but obviously we're going to be concentrating on the Premier League. Today's games, coming up, of course, we've got Brentford Crystal Palace. Now, I went 1-0 to Brentford. You've gone for a 2-2 with Desmond on this one.
yeah, I did. Yeah, even though I feel Zaha's like for Crystal Palace, he's not fully fit at the minute. So but I feel that if Patrick Vieira, if his tactics are spot on and he can get that team motivated, you might see obviously you'll see a different team without Zaha being there. And I think if they want to pick up a point, because obviously I went for the draw, I think that'd be a good game to play against is a Brentford side, just to see how you can compete against a Brentford team without your star player there missing in the squad. That was what we're trying to do.
Again, I'm hoping for a Brentford win there as well because Palace are 1 place above us, 1 point above us, but they're 8 goals worse off. So, come on, Brentford. Brighton, Fulham. We've both gone for a draw. In fact, everybody went for a draw. I went for a Desmond, and you've gone for a 1-1. And I've got to say, well done to these two teams because they are, ripping it up, really. They've not dropped off. There's a lot of people said, well, once the World Cup break comes and that will, mess their plans up. But they've stuck at it, and fair play to them both.
Yeah, they have. They've done really well. But obviously, games going to go on. We're going to see. I think you're going to see the bottom teams gradually trying to sneak the odd points here and there. They've all got something to play for because from Southampton, most probably up to around about 14th place, 14th spot. It's still quite close between those teams, so they've all got something to play for. And they're gonna this weekend. We never know; it could all change.
Thomas, good afternoon. Welcome along, like you say. Yeah, 6 minutes now. Forest kick off. I'm sorry, I don't think you'll go down. I said that right at the start of the season. I have predicted you to stay up, but I would like Man City to win this purely because you're too close for comfort. Just quickly running through the rest of today's games. I'm nothing if not honest, We both gone for Chelsea to beat Southampton. If Chelsea cannot beat Southampton, Potter's surely got to go.
Yeah, you would have thought so. I mean, it was a big job for him in the first place, and obviously everybody praised Potter, what he was doing at Brighton. Goes to Chelsea. Listen, it's like starting at the bottom of the ladder and just going straight to the top, isn't it? You haven't got that middle tread, so it was going to be a hard one for him. I don't feel that they respect him. Be honest with you, as a manager, I don't feel they respect him. Coming from a team like Brighton, you've got these top quality players.
Yeah.
Look at the players they've got, Chris. They've got enough players there to be. They should roughly be where Man City and Arsenal are.
I understand Boye going for Potter and maybe wanting to get away from the big name managers. But I was speaking to Ian Hume on Wednesday, and if you haven't checked it out yet, please do go and check out Leicester Till I Die TV under the interviews banner, and it's the conversation with Ian Hume, and find out why we call Ian Hume the Stallion. Well, let me say his missus probably calls him the Stallion. That's what I should be saying, and it's something to do with that. Either, Anthony.
That name for me, Chris. Let's be honest.
But I did actually say to him, is he respected more because he's a name? He's a name and he's done it, etc. And that's the thing, like you say. What has he really done, Potter? in this country, nothing.
Exactly.
He's won a third tier in Sweden, Norway, wherever it was. Fair play to him, but like you say, it's whether they've got the respect or not. We will find out. Everton Leeds. Frightening thing is we're agreeing a hell of a lot here, Anthony. We've both gone for a draw. I've gone for a ball draw 0-0. You've gone for a 1-1. It could be a typical last on match of the day one, this. But I don't know. That could literally just go either way, couldn't it? You know,
it could do. Yeah, I mean, with Dykes being there, and the way Leeds are playing at the minute. I mean, I know they got rid of their manager, but I mean, I was watching Sky Sports News earlier with Tim Sherwood, and he said if any out of all these teams that's got rid of their managers, he said Leeds would take my interest. He said if he was going to ask me if I want to manage out of Leeds Southampton, he said Leeds will take my interest. He said because the players they got there, the talent and the well-being they've got there as well. So he's got more than Southampton in one way.
And I think Dyche has had his blimp. I mean, of his sort of new manager blimp against Arsenal. Forest, Man City. I'm sorry about this, Thomas. We're actually dead on. We've both gone 4-0 Manchester City. Hopefully it'll be more, but sorry. I've got to say that. Come on, I've got to say that. Wolves, Bournemouth. I went 1-0, you went 2-0. And then obviously the late kickoff, and we finished by then. But the Newcastle Liverpool one is 2-3. I went to Liverpool. Did I?
Yeah, I thought you went 2-0 Wolves as well. But,
you went 2-0 Wolves, you did, yes.
Yeah, and you did as well, but I don't know why you changed your mind at the last minute, Chris. You went.
I wonder. Not saying that you're the kiss of death or anything. I actually went 2-2 on this one.
What's that?
For the Newcastle Liverpool one, I went 2-2. 2-1, sorry, you went 2-2 on this one. The frightening thing is, if you're looking at the 3:00 kickoffs, apart from Brentford and Palace, Brighton Fulham, we agreed it was a draw. Chelsea Southampton, we both went for Chelsea. Everton Leeds, we both went for a draw. Forest Man City, we both went for Man City. And Wolves Bournemouth, we both went for Wolves. It's extremely scary, that.
Well,
especially after the way you've been scoring for the last 2 weeks.
I know I've been scoring. It sounds like a certain part of my life, I can't seem to score. But it's. But yeah, I mean,
we have to speak to Mrs. Anthony about that.
Exactly, but yeah, I'm confident. I think I'm going to get 15 points this week.
Guess what? You're not. This is Leicester Till I Die. It is a watch-along show with a difference because we're not actually watching one match. We are going to be looking at them all. And you are watching Leicester Till I Die TV, YouTube and Twitch with Chris and Anthony Kamara. This is the chapter.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch Along Show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
I'm sure there's a few teams shouting that around the country. I tell you what, as well, you're not going to like me for saying this, but you're very Spursy, scoring 2 goals in injury time.
Yeah, I know. It was nice to see. Actually, it was.
You haven't thanked me yet for last week.
What was that for?
For you?
Oh yeah. Well, thank you, Chris. I thought I did. I thought I put it in the comments. But
did you? I'll forgive you then. I'll forgive you.
I put it in the comments. But yeah, it was really nice to see getting those 2 last goals. In the last couple of minutes.
Like I said, it shows the character that Arteta's getting at that club now.
It is, yeah. I mean, I think when we was that stage, we was losing 2-1 in the game. It was like the opposition could read us, like obviously with Saka on the right all the time, and I like Arteta to jumble it up a bit. Obviously between Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard. Do you know what I'm saying? Between them three, you could mix it up a little bit and just give the opposition more something to think about. But I mean, all right, it did pay off, and it was quite late in the game. But I mean, it was a 3 points. Happy with the win, but I would just like him just to try things out, just play different people, and that. And even Vieira come on today as a sub. I think that's the first time in a while he's come on the pitch for Arsenal.
Yeah. Mike, thank you very much, mate. Pop back later. Thank you very much for popping in. So they've all kicked off. Believe it or not, it's all 0-0. No extremely early goals as yet. What do you see being the sort of the game of the day? I mean, you're obviously going to say Arsenal, and it probably will be because the way that the game panned out. Twice you were behind, twice you came back, and you went on to win it. But apart from that one, and I'll allow that you're going to say that one anyway. What do you see as being the most exciting game?
The back of my head is telling me at the Everton and Leeds game. I think that's got I think it's a game has got goals in. The way how Sean Dyche has got how he's doing with Everton at the minute, and how Leeds are, I feel that it could be a good attacking game. I fancy. I think it'd be, when I say a high scoring game, I think maybe like a 3-2.
Yeah.
But it'd be by the one goal in this game.
Let's just go down and drop into the championship. If I can press the right button. I clicked the Champions League by accident then. Sheffield United, it's easily done. Sheffield United, Millwall, Blackburn, who we got in the cup in a week or so, playing Swansea. Luton are playing Burnley today. Burnley they got lucky midweek.
Yeah, they did get lucky midweek, and obviously being on Dan's show, as you know, when we do the score predictions,
yes,
they were very lucky. Obviously coming back and getting that point, but I mean now they've got Luton. You would fancy Burnley, obviously to win that, but Luton's not a very easy place to go to, Chris, because the pitch is they got the smallest pitch in the championship, and also is not a really nice pitch to play on. But obviously with Luton playing on it and being their own ground, that's most probably that favours them. So I think Burnley, I find that quite hard. They will come out with a win. I just don't think there'll be many goals in that game. Look,
no. Jeff is in. Good afternoon, Jeff. Good evening over there in Philippine land. Gunnar's left it late. Indeed, 1 point on the predictions for me, and 1 point on for Anthony as well, and none for anybody else. So Anthony's making the most of it for sort of 90 minutes. So he's top of the charts. And Shane says Celtic have gone 1-0 up. No big surprise there. I don't know who they're playing, but it doesn't matter. They
got Aberdeen.
Always. Sorry?
Yeah, they got Aberdeen.
Oh, have they? Oh, right.
Yeah. It's Doug's team, Livingston. They've got Rangers today.
Ooh, Livingston in the Premier League, are they? Wow.
Yeah, I think they're not doing. They're down towards the bottom half, Livingston. But I think with the Scott, they've only got the two teams there with money, haven't they? Which is Rangers and Celtic.
Yeah,
it's always between them two.
Yes. Yeah. What was I going to say? Neil Warnock back at Huddersfield. Can he save them, do you think?
I think he will. Chris, because if you look down at the bottom of the table, the championships, the points between Huddersfield and I would have to say anywhere up to around about probably 15th place is still playable. There's only a few points there. So, I think he's come in. He's managed Huddersfield before. I think that was back in the late 90s. Neil Warnock managed Huddersfield. So he's gone back to his old team. I mean, look at the experience he's got there with Huddersfield. And if your team are struggling in the Championship, that's the sort of manager you really want, to get them out there and most probably next season aim for the playoffs.
I do know what you're saying, but I mean, how old is he now? He must be sort of 75 or something like that.
Yes, he is 75. Yeah,
I mean,
just
look at Roy Hodgson. They're going to be wheeling
yeah,
these managers on in bath chairs soon.
yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is Roy Hodgson, not Roy Hodgson, sorry,
Neil Warnock.
Neil Warnock. He retired, didn't he? So all I can say is that he must have had a boring life or something like that, staying at home all the time. And he thought, sod this, I'm going to go back into management. So it
I
makes.
could. Oh, hang on, sorry. Just a couple of penalty appeals here. Nottingham Forest, Manchester City players are screaming at the referee for the penalty after some nonsense from an attacking free kick, but the referee says no, and the play is back underway with no VAR. And then half a shout for penalty between Wolves and Bournemouth. The shout was for Wolves, but again, nothing is given. So it's still 0-0 in those, but a couple of early penalty shouts there.
And we're talking about Neil Warnock, and they've just gone 1-0 down to Birmingham.
Have they? Ooh.
Yes, yes. Troy Deeney with the goal at Birmingham.
Of course, he is at Birmingham now, isn't he?
Yes.
Well,
Also,
you can see that before me.
And now, I mean, because they're just below Huddersfield, Blackpool is just gone 1-0 up against Stoke. So that's going to affect a bit of that. So, and let's not forget, the Blackpool manager, it was a couple of weeks ago, they appointed Mick McCarthy. So,
yes.
So they've got the experience there going back into there. I mean, they're a good team, Blackpool. I know they're near the bottom. They're good at attacking, but their defensive, they're just poor in defence.
MK Dons have taken the lead in League One with a second-minute goal against Sheffield Wednesday. So a little bit of a spurt there. Jeff just say, Anthony, do you believe Pearson can get Bristol City into the playoffs?
Well, before now, I think we were 7 or 8 points away from the playoffs. And also Bristol City are undefeated in 10 games now, so he's doing okay. But regarding the playoffs, I would like to think they will, but that Championship is so hard. You've been there yourselves, Chris, with Leicester. It's hard to get out of the Championship. So
yes, yeah. It was a Pavida goal on 7 minutes for Blackpool. It's still 0-0 at all the Premiership teams, though. But, I mean, you were saying not so long ago, St Mirren had gone 1-0 up. It wasn't so long ago that, you were worried whether Pearson would actually keep his job or not.
Yeah, we was worried about that.
Sorry, before you come back, Derby have gone 1-0 up against Charlton, a David McGoldrick penalty, and Notts County are 1-0 up against Yeovil. So one of the Nottingham teams is winning. But still 0-0 for the other one. Sorry, Nigel Pearson.
Yeah, he's we were really worried because we were down towards the bottom of the table, and the fans was crying to get him out, to get him sacked. But I mean, we're undefeated in 10 now. We've been drawing more games than winning, but I know you're picking up points, but it's points that we actually need on the table just to gradually creep up slowly. Yeah. And in all fairness, that's what we're doing. We sold our best striker, Smiro, to Bournemouth. He went for 10 million plus add-ons.
Southend have gone 1-0 up against Gateshead. Bristol Rovers have gone 1-0 up against Burton.
Yeah.
Come on, Bristol Rovers.
Oh, shut up.
I'm a cider drinker.
I drink it all. He pinches our songs.
Let's just see if I can get a roundup of the goals that have gone in.
Sheffield Wednesday's just scored against MK Dons. It's now 1-0.
1-1. Wow. We're having a bit
Yes.
of in the lower divisions, we're having a little bit of a spurt, aren't we?
We are, yeah, definitely.
Let me just. I need to try and get something that shows all the results. There we go. Any shocks so far? Do you think it's still 0-0 Chelsea Southampton?
Yeah. That's obviously that's still 0-0. Paul Merson is on there now, talking about it. I got a funny feeling, Chris. I might be about a minute behind you. So it's,
I don't know. It's showing me 3:11 on here. 3:11, 10 minutes 36, 38 into the games.
yeah, I'm on 3:11. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're both roughly a minute
Shout out
behind.
if you see something before me, just shout it out. But
Okay.
we will be interrupting each other as we go through because obviously as the goals go in. But just as an update at the moment, it is 0-0 in all the Premier League games that are playing. Obviously, Arsenal beat Aston Villa 4-2 earlier. Celtic are 1-0 up at Aberdeen, and St Mirren are 1-0 up at Ross County in the Premiership. In the Championship, it finished Millwall 3, Sheffield United 2, but it's Blackpool 1, Stoke City 0, Huddersfield 0, Birmingham City 1, and then Scottish. Oh, they put it in funny order. Montrose are leading Edinburgh City. If there's any Edinburgh City fans anywhere, didn't even know that was a team.
Did they play in red, Chris?
Sorry.
Did they play in red?
Well, if you've got a gap, I'm sure. Dagenham and Redbridge have just gone 1-0 up away to Scunthorpe. Wrexham 1-0 up. Paul Mullin, a penalty away to Aldershot, and Cambridge have taken the lead against Oxford United as well. So Peterborough have just scored against Morecambe.
Yeah, you're all up.
And if anyone is again, and this is breaking news, but Forfar Athletic away game at Bonnyrigg Rose has been postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. Just in case we've got any Bonnyrigg Rose fans tuning in at the moment.
Tuning in, yeah. Unlucky. Hope you get your money back. Well, see what we're doing. Peterborough's just scored against Morecambe, so they're winning 1-0.
Yeah, you weren't listening to me. I just said that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I told you.
It's all right, mate. Nate says, "Do you think there's any chance Daka goes to Galatasaray? Seen a rumor? Really? No. I mean, I really don't. I've not seen the rumor. I think somebody's made that up. I mean, we've only just signed him. We've got Vardy, who is literally going to be super sub from now on, and we need that second main striker. And I think once he gets a run in the team, like Inacho, playing 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there, or 60 minutes and coming off, he needs a good run in the team. So I don't think he will go. 2-0 to Celtic, apparently. And Accrington are gone 1-0 up against Shrewsbury. They play in red, Anthony. Accrington,
red. Yeah, Accrington, yeah. And obviously, you said the Wrexham scored. They're winning 1-0 as well. They play in red too. Yeah. I think it's going to be kind of a red weekend this weekend.
Oh, I hope not.
I hope so. It's Forest.
Well, that's one of the reasons I don't. And also Man United.
Oh, well, yeah, there is that. Yeah, I'll let you off of that one.
Yeah, thank you. Dagenham and Redbridge in the National League are 1-0 up. Southend, are beating Gateshead 1-0, and Notts County are beating Yeovil Town on that. So, and again, just if anybody's really interested, Mexico women are drawing. Oh no, they're kicking off tonight. Mexico women are playing Costa Rica women, so that's one to keep a lookout for. How are Barnsley getting on?
They just scored. They're beating Cheltenham 2-0.
2-0. What league is that? Is that your league? Is that Championship? It's not, is it? It's going to be League One.
No, it's League One. League One. Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say, but yeah, Millwall have just scored, but of course it's a full-time score.
I've got no points now because I actually predict the Sheffield United win on Dan's show. So
did you?
Yes, so I think I'm not off to the greatest starts there, but I'm top of that. I'm top of that though.
Well, to be honest with you, mate, if you weren't top of that one, I'd be very disappointed. I mean, you're up against Dan and Kate. A Kane has scored. We've got a Kane scoring, but it's Herbie Kane, and he got the second goal for Barnsley.
Barnsley, yeah.
Just if one Kane doesn't get you, the other one does. Reminds me of my school days. Nate says,
I don't know, Chris. I never had the Kane. I'm not that. I can say I'm not that old.
If we're being pedantic, yeah, right. But if we're being pedantic, I actually didn't get I've never had the cane, but I did get the slipper. We weren't quite. Oh, was it? I don't know. It was the slipper or the cane on the hand. It might have been the cane on the hand. Actually, it might have been that.
Yeah.
I'm of an age where those memories just fade into the past. You know?
It was just best put back into the. I mean, it was like years ago. I mean, sorry to bring up, but little things you used to do. You used to get picked behind the ear, didn't you? He was like, "Cool, play me, all right, I'll do that again."
Yeah, you did, and you respect. Oh, Bristol City, you are away at Sunderland, sir.
We're away to Sunderland. Yes, this is going to be a good game. Obviously, Stadium Light. Sunderland beat us open day of the season 2-0, and they just got promoted from League One up into the Championship. And they're doing really well. They're just out of the sort of out of the playoffs as well. So, and they're pretty much near where Bristol City are actually. So it's going to be a tough game, but I just think that Bristol City get the win there.
Yes, you hope so, of course. Eastleigh have gone 1-0 up at Maidenhead. So just to sort of do a League One update for you here, where I say Millwall. I was in the Championship. League One updates. Connor Chaplin has put Ipswich in front at home to Rock Bottom Forest Green. Barnsley are leading at struggling Cheltenham. Barnsley chasing the playoffs there. David McGoldrick converted from the spot to give Derby the lead at home to Charlton. Do you know that? They are the only team to ever come onto the pitch dancing.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, that's not Charlton. That's Charleston Athletic. Sorry. It's the first one.
In Scotland, Hibernians just scored against Kilmarnock. They're winning 1-0.
I quite have a soft spot for Hibernian.
William Fifth.
Do you have a Scottish club?
No. I think most probably, if I did, it most probably be Rangers.
But they play in blue.
So they play in blue. I mean, the only team in that league that plays in red is Aberdeen.
Yes,
as far as I know. So
yeah.
Aberdeen.
I used to like Celtic, which is, if on religious grounds, it's completely wrong.
Yeah,
I shouldn't support them at all. But Martin O'Neill went there, so I'm kind of, I followed them because he was the god to us. And
Brendan. So you've got a bit of
at Brendan
there as well.
Yeah. I kind of quite like Hearts, but the one that I always seem to check out is St Johnson. Don't ask me why.
Yeah,
St Johnson. But there's been a goal disallowed. Middlesbrough and QPR. The Championship's top scorer, Chuba. What a name! Chuba Akpom has the ball in the net for Middlesbrough, but he is flagged for offside.
And you know who that Akpom used to play for, didn't you, Chris?
Arsenal?
Yes.
I know where you're coming from, you see. I know where you're coming from. Nate says maybe the Mexican women will wear the third kit. I'm waiting for that to go on sale. If I can find that on sale anywhere, I am buying that Mexican third kit. I'm going to write that down. Mexican third kit.
Scunthorpe is just equalised against Dagenham and Redbridge.
I just said that. You don't listen to me, do you?
I didn't listen to you, no.
You know, you're not
It's
my wife in disguise, are you?
Torquay just scored against Barnet. They're winning 1-0.
Oh, again, I've got quite a soft spot for Torquay. Because was it Helen Chamberlain who used to present Sky Sports Soccer Saturday or whatever it was called? What was it called? Not Soccer Saturday. She used to do Soccer AM. Soccer AM. And Hell's Bells. She was a nice lady, wasn't she? She was a Torquay fan. So I did have a soft spot for them as well. There's a lot. I was surprised when I was looking at the National League the other day. There's quite a few named clubs that are down there, isn't there?
There is, yeah. There are. A few of them is getting all obviously order they've gone down now. Most of them has gone out on loan because these young, I see these teams towards the bottom. I think since we've had COVID, they've a lot of teams, the lower teams, has got hit by a debt nut, so they haven't been already doing any transfers like buys. It's just been picking up players on free contracts and also loans as well. I mean, we've done that at Bristol City. I mean, last year we had a £14 million debt to pay off at Bristol City, and I think we've only
no disrespect, but no club like that. Bristol City have just hit the woodwork. Bristol City inches away from taking the lead against the run of play. A cheeky little back heel from Mark Sykes feeds Anis Metima, whose strike hits the inside of the post. I've no idea how that stays out, he says, on that. But just to say, everybody, like I said, I did last Wednesday, I did interview Ian Hume, who survived a very, very, very bad head injury, and he's now, like I say, coaching in Canada. In fact, he played for the Canadian national team. But if you do like and do enjoy the one-to-one chats that we do, this Wednesday at 9:00, do not miss it. It's going to be good. This gentleman is coming on, Mr. Stan Collymore. Wednesday at 9:00, the one that got away for Leicester, thanks to that idiot manager Peter Taylor. I also hope to be discussing, because of course he's been through bad depression, as many of us have when we do these channels. I know, obviously, Anthony's a Arsenal fan, so he's always depressed. But no, all joking aside, a lot of people out there, this is the invisible illness, so he's a big advocate of that, having suffered it himself, so we'll be talking that. But that is Wednesday at 9. It's Stan the Man, and it's in the one-to-one The Conversation show, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'll be tuning in for that one, Chris. I'd say what a player he was for Nottingham Forest, with him and Brian Bowie up front.
He was a great player for Forest. I mean, I've got a picture here on the wall, and it's of him holding the match ball in his first home game for Leicester. He scored a hat-trick. We just won the League Cup, which he couldn't play in because he was cup-tied, and he signed for us, and him and Heskey absolutely ripped Sunderland apart. That was the days when Sunderland had the cheer up Peter Reid. Stranraer have gone 1-0 up. I can't see who it's against because Elgin City. Elgin City. Peterborough, Joe Ward scored for them to go 2-0 up. Gillingham have gone 1-0 up away to Rochdale. MK Dons, 24 minutes in, they've had 3 goals. Sheffield Wednesday 1, MK Dons 2. And East Fife have scored as well. I always wanted to do one of these when East Fife are playing 4-4. East Fife 5-4-4-4. Oh, that would just be perfect. And Oldham have just gone 1-0 up against Maidstone. Rangers have broken. They've got a penalty against Livingston. Doug will not be happy. James Taverner. No, James Taverner got the goal there.
Yeah.
I think Celtic. It is Celtic that are top there. They've got quite a lead, haven't they?
They have got quite a lead, yeah. I mean, with Rangers, I mean, it wasn't long ago they sacked Jiveri Van Bronckhorst, wasn't it? He was the manager there, and he was getting poor results in, and the team wasn't just. They weren't really doing anything. The team they were just losing games. You could tell that the work ethics were really low, and obviously that's why he's gone. But and obviously got him in. So and they got a new manager now, I believe. I can't remember what his name is, but he seems to be doing really well. And now Neil Warnock is going to be really happy because Huddersfield have just equalised against Birmingham.
Yeah, 1-1. There's a lot of goals in the lower leagues going in.
There is, yeah.
They just put a picture up on the BBC of Neil Warnock, not looking very happy at all.
No, he never is.
It's a picture of him when it says, when you come out of retirement and take over a team in the relegation zone and you fall behind inside 10 minutes. Well, they've pulled it back. Like you say, it is 1-1. They've really fallen off the scale, haven't they?
They really have, yeah. They have fallen off the scale. But, I mean, he's there now to do a job. It's like what you said to me earlier, Chris. I really think they'll survive now, Huddersfield. They really will.
Fairness to Huddersfield, and I don't have really any allegiance one way or the other with them, but they should be in the Premier League now. You know, if we had proper referees, and it's interesting to see that Lee Mason has resigned, but that was disgusting, that playoff. It should have been VAR doing its job. It should have been Huddersfield that got promoted.
That's right, yeah. I mean, everybody talks about VAR being important. If it was that important, why not in the Championship and League One, League Two? Does make you think, doesn't it? I think the best thing they could do is just scrap it. I totally hate VAR. I hate it with a passion.
Yeah, I wanted it in, but I think they've got to change the rules to accommodate VAR. VAR as it is, and the rules of football in the world as they are, just can't work together.
No,
certainly not in Britain anyway. And we need to change some rules. I just think it's got beyond a joke. But 27 minutes in, and Chelsea haven't scored yet. No surprise, really.
No, they haven't. No, he's just come up here now. He's not because Paul Merson is doing the game, concentrating on the game, and I haven't got no sound on, but by his body language, it just looks like it's a terrible game. It looks flat at the minute. There's nothing going on. You can just tell by his body language.
And I mean, when you come to the money, and we know they're not all Potter signings. He doesn't know that half of them were coming. But with that money they spent, they should be hitting goals, shouldn't they?
Well, they should be, yeah. It's like I said, they should be up where Arsenal and Man City are. Yes. And I mean, the class and the quality that they've got in that team, and they're just not performing. I mean, even our old strikers there still, Aubameyang. So, and he's finding it hard to get in the team now. So, and he's on what 300? He's on 300 grand a week, 350 grand a week in Chelsea. So, it does make you think. Everybody's going on about Man City. This. Like, we're obviously cheating. I think they should be going into for Chelsea for FFP.
I think there's got to be a few clubs that they should be looking at. Yeah, I think Manchester City possibly are just the first, but Swindon have equalised against Salford, and Peterborough now 29 minutes, half an hour gone, got a third away at Morecambe. They're having a good day out by the seaside, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Surprising that, because Morecambe is one of those teams that obviously when you watch all your, the scores coming in, Morecambe are a team that actually does score goals as well, but they concede a hell of a lot of goals. I mean, it was a few weeks back and they lost, I think it was 5-3 or 5-4, and it was just, obviously they're capable of scoring goals, but their defense is absolutely poor. But you know, if you fancy a bet on Morecambe, bet on them on both teams to score.
Sure. Apparently, Phil Foden is the best player on the pitch between Forest and Man City, but it still remains 0-0. Jack Grealish has been fouled a lot, apparently, but
Yeah.
he'll probably get fouled in the centre circle and go down in the penalty box, knowing that cheat.
He's
Yeah.
just said here on the Wolves and Bournemouth game. Bournemouth is breaking. They've been playing really well against Wolves, Bournemouth, and they've had a couple of chances within the first half hour of the game as well. So, you know, I mean, on our predictions, we went for a Wolves win as well.
We did. Yes, that was the one that I suddenly had a last-minute change of heart on.
Oh, well, yeah, I wonder why.
There was a very good reason, and I'm sure everybody would agree with me. I'm just wondering if I can actually put no subtitles available for that one. I'm just seeing if I can get subtitles.
Your team, Chris, you said the Scottish team you like, St Johnstone, they've just gone 1-0 up against Dundee United.
Have they? Ah.
Yes, Steve May with the goal.
Oh, Steve, yeah, he's a good player. I've no idea. But, I can say I just don't know why I like. I think we've all got a club in these different countries, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
That we seem to like.
Wrexham has just scored against Aldershot. They're now winning 2-0.
Oh, right.
That striker they got. You actually seen that? Ryan Reynolds, the documentary they've done with Wrexham.
No, I haven't, to be honest with you. I saw him obviously in the first leg when they were playing in the cup, but no, I haven't seen that documentary.
No, it is a good documentary, and they get really what they go into the pub in Wrexham, the local pub from the stadium, and they're actually having a chat, and they're communicating with the fans, and they're listening to what the fans want and all this and that, and they're trying their best to keep the fans happy and entertained and try and get them promoted. I think they're pretty much near. I think they're. That's how I check.
They are doing well. Yeah, they're not top. They're very near that. Mike won't be happy. Newport are losing to Walsall 1-0.
Yes, thank God
Wimbledon, although again Jeff Stelling won't be happy because Hartlepool away to AFC Wimbledon are 1-0 down. Oxford just equalised against Woking. Regan Linney, apparently, his career's gone down since the Sweeney ended, hasn't it? A good chance. Manchester City. I'm just wondering if they're going to actually regret this. Good chance for City. Kevin De Bruyne clips a lovely ball into the box and Rodri heads wide. They've got to be very, very careful because let's be honest, all joking aside about Notts Forest, they have actually they've got some big scalps this season.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. They really have. I mean, they got a good scout policy as well. I think along the same lines as Brighton as well. I think Brighton got a good scouting policy there as well. You know, picking up and scouting these players, and also Forest as well. But it proves that these teams has just come up. I mean, Forest, look at the amount of players they've just signed this season, 32. And if you add all that up in so it's obviously they've got money.
Well, now they've got a very rich owner. He's Egyptian or something, I believe. But he has got money. He has got money. So just to run through the championship here, all the games are 0-0, apart from Huddersfield 1, Birmingham 1. That's it. All the other games are 0-0. It's all happening in League One and League Two. Obviously, Millwall and Sheffield United played earlier at the New Den, and Millwall won that 3-2. Obviously, in the Premier League, we're still waiting for the first goal in any of the games there as well. Apparently, Everton are knocking on the Leeds door, and the visitors are feeling very nervous. There's James Tarkowski's effort was headed off the line by Max Wober.
Yeah.
So it looks like Everton. I mean, Everton's always last season when they stayed up, they only I think won twice away from home. And the Forest owner is Greek. Jeff has just told me. Sorry, thought he was Egyptian. But yeah, I mean they couldn't win away, but there is something special about them at home. The Everton fans do get behind them.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, it is a time to get behind your team now because obviously how Everton was playing under Frank Lampard, as we know, wasn't all that great. I don't think he's a decent manager anyway, Frank Lampard. But now they've got that. I think they're happy now. They've got the man that they wanted in. And then look at that. His first win against Arsenal. He was really shoved at the deep end when Sean Dyche, when he obviously the timing he come in was against Arsenal, and then obviously he had the Merseyside derby. So
he would have known that, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I think he took so long to decide if he was going or agreed to the contract that there's no time left for him to sign any players. But I meant to say as well, RIP to the ex-Newcastle player, the Turkish international that was found under the rubble of the earlier. I can't remember what he's called. So do forgive me, but we wish obviously him and his family all the best. Atsu, that was it, Atsu. So we wish him all the best. And of course, Sir Bobby Robson, the late great, would have been 90 today.
Yes, he would have. I mean,
Barnsley,
everybody. Go on.
So yeah, Barnsley are flying at Cheltenham. 3-0 up they are now. Adam Phillips just got the third one.
Yeah, Aldershot's just scored against Wrexham, so they've got one back. Northampton has scored against Grimsby, that's 1-0. And also Stockport has gone 1-0 up against Stevenage.
Right. How are Bristol City doing? Is it still 0-0 there?
It's still 0-0 here, Chris, yeah. I don't think he's going to have many goals in that game, but,
The goals are all coming in League One and quite a few in League Two as well.
They are, yeah.
The others are Aaron Martin at Gateshead has been sent off for foul play. What he was doing with the chicken on the pitch, I don't know.
No.
Thank you. Here all week. Unfortunately. You could also say, thank God it's nearly the end of the week. And Stockport have just gone 1-0 up at Stevenage. Did you say that one? I think, didn't you? You did say that.
Yeah, I did say that one. Yeah.
Where do you think the first goal is going to come from? I've got a feeling that it might be Everton.
I was thinking. I was just about to say that. You took the words out of my mouth. It'd be the Everton game. I mean, you could tell by the body language I'm watching on here. I mean, the Forest in the Man City game, apparently that looks a bit flat, but Forest is playing really well. Obviously, for Man City not to score not yet, so they're doing really well. Everton, it seems like they've had a couple of chances. Bournemouth have had a few chances. So I've been reading at the bottom against Bournemouth. They got Wolves. So they've had couple of chances against Wolves, both either end. So that's all it's been really. I mean, obviously, apart from the earlier games today.
Yes, thank God for at least we'll have some goals to watch on Match of the Day.
Yeah. Do you always watch that then, Chris, every Saturday night, Match of the Day?
Sorry, say that again, sorry.
You always watch Match of the Day every Saturday night, do you?
No, not if we lose. I don't really see the point.
No.
No. And usually we've got to sit through all the other games because we're never on first. But yeah, I mean, obviously I watched it last week because we won, and I watched it the week before because we won. But these days you get just as good coverage on on YouTube.
You do. You do. Yeah, that's what I've been watching it.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And you don't have all that. I mean, I really do. I do not see the point of these. I get the commentators, obviously, and I get the co-commentators, but these so-called experts at half-time with the little pens and the drawing lines all over the pitch, I don't want to know. I've just watched it, you know. And was it a penalty? Wasn't it a penalty? Well, it wasn't given. So what's the point? You know, you can say, well, it should have been a penalty. It's not going to change because it wasn't given. So I just don't see the point of them.
No, I don't know. I don't as well. I think Sky does that on Monday nights, don't they, with Jamie Carragher? That is always the pens and the drawings. Now, if he would move back to here instead of coming into here, and you know, but you think to yourself when he seen that, there's been a goal. Man City won.
Oh yes,
Bernardo Silva has got the goal in the 41
minutes. What a time to score! Well, what do you say about Everton? We were wrong again, weren't
we? We were both wrong again. God, blimey.
Here we go. Goal! There we go. 1-0 to Manchester City. It sounded and was reading like it was a case of when rather than if. Oh, yes. Sorry, I was getting excited then. I'd got my scores. I thought Forest had equalised straight away, but they haven't. But I think that was probably the least surprising result so far, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the least one. Yeah, I mean, it's fair play for Forest. You know, with Man City going in 1-0 up, you know, just before the half-time period, you can't really argue with that.
No, not at all. Not at all. Wealdstone had gone 1-0 up against York. Wealdstone, that was where they had that with that guy, wasn't there? That was always the Wealdstone Warrior, whatever he was called. Wrexham got a third against Aldershot. Stirling. This used to be my main team in Scotland. East Stirling is my first ever Sabutio kit. Was the East Stirling, and it was black and white hoops, but they disappeared. They were like Hartlepool in this country. They were always at the bottom and having to be re-elected. I don't know what's happened to them now, but they are down 2-0. They are down 2-0 at the moment. But let's see what it says about Silver, shall we? Jack Grealish rolls a pass across and Bernard Silva runs onto it before drilling the ball past Kayla Navas with a first-time drive from 20 yards. It's Bernard Silva's first goal since August. So, yeah, but I mean, he's glad to get off the mark, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's been very quiet this season.
Yes.
You know, and I mean, he had a good season last season. There was rumours Arsenal were after him, and with obviously Mikel Arteta, and he was on the verge of going, and Pep managed to stop it right at the last minute. So we could have had a good player there.
Tell you what, that Aldershot Wrexham game's looking good. 2 now. Aldershot have got one back. It's 2-3. Aldershot 2, Wrexham 3. And anything? What's happened in Ipswich between Ipswich and Forest Green?
They've scored Ipswich is 2-0 up. Broadhead got the goal in the 41st minute.
I think they're possibly looking at promotion, aren't they?
They are, yeah. They're in League One at the minute, so they're. But you look at that. I mean, all these teams that were in the Premier League, you know, like Ipswich, they're in there in League One. Bolton, Portsmouth, you know, Charlton Athletic are in there as well. So
teams down there, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
FC Edinburgh. Come on, FC Edinburgh. They have equalised. I'm sorry about this, Anthony, but Man City are back on top on goal difference.
They are, yeah.
They've got a plus 37. Oh, Burton have equalised against Bristol Rovers.
Yes.
That's some good news for you.
Yeah, have that, you gasheads.
What is the rivalry? I mean, obviously we know We know the sort of the Merseyside derby, the Manchester derby, the North London derby. What is the Bristol derby like if you ever get to play each other?
Oh, I've been there a few times where we played against each other, and I can remember the first time.
Oh,
I
hang
think
on, there's
the
a
last time
goal.
we,
I'm waiting for Paul Merson to react if Shane's got his information right.
yeah, I've got it on here. Chelsea, Southampton, Paul Merson.
I think there's been a goal. Southampton. Southampton have gone 1-0 up against Chelsea. Oh my God. I mean, Chelsea, come on. I mean, Potter.
He's got to be finished now, surely.
I think he's got to. I mean, obviously the game's not over yet. Let's not. There's a half times are coming through now. We'll catch up with them in a second. But yes, like you say, there has to be time. You know that egg time has got to be running out for him. It
Yeah,
really
he's got
has.
to. I think
mean,
he's there. He's treading on thin ice now, isn't he? Really, but it depends how much ice there is, how much more ice there is to tread on. So
well, this is it. This is it. I can't imagine there being an awful lot, to be honest with you. But
yeah, James Ward-Prowse got the goal there, Chris.
oh, who knew?
Who knew? Was it a free kick by any chance?
It's not told me yet.
No.
I'm just. What a goal! Stuart Arms. Yes, it was James Ward-Prowse, like you say. Stuart Armstrong is fouled on the edge of the area, and Southampton have a free kick right in James Ward-Prowse territory. So yes, you were quite right. I don't think you'd have got great odds on if you'd gone to the betting shop for that, though.
No.
No.
I was putting a tenner to win a pound.
Yeah, probably. I'm just trying to see what the table's done. It looks like Southampton are still bottom.
Yeah, I think they're on 15.
Oh no, yeah, they're on 18 points now.
Yeah.
So they're one behind Bournemouth and Everton, but of course their games are both 0-0 at the moment. And you've got Wolves, Forest, West Ham, Leeds are either not playing or 0-0s. So they're all sort of still behind Leicester. But at the top, there's they've got a plus 9 goal difference over you, and that's almost worth a point, isn't it, for Man City?
It is, yeah. I mean, he's going to be. So I thought, with all this that was going on against him, I thought it was going to affect them. I thought it was going to affect their morale, and their morale most probably would have gone down a bit. But obviously, it hasn't. So, I mean, they're up for it as much as Arsenal are, really. I mean, we've got our game in hand still. I believe that's against Everton. So,
is it?
We need to win our game in hand and get revenge on Everton and Sean Dyche. So that's one thing we need to do, just to keep it more interesting. Because if Arsenal start slipping away now, and the Man City are winning, obviously you're thinking, well, what's the bloody point? It's nice
again, you would look at that and think, well, that's going to be 3 points for us, but you just don't know, do you?
No, you don't. I mean, look at the game against Brentford. That was one. I felt that we should have won that one. I mean, losing to Everton, I think that was the hardest. I think losing to Everton hit me more than losing to Man City, to be honest with you. I don't know if any Arsenal fans would agree with me, but I'm just telling you the way how I feel about it.
Yeah.
If we were going to lose, I would have rather lost to Man City and won all the other games and got 9 points.
Let's just quickly run through the half times. They're all 0-0 unless I read the score out. Earlier today, it was Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 4. Arsenal went top for a little while. We've got Chelsea 0, Southampton 1. James Ward-Prowse just got that free kick. Southampton still bottom as it stands at the moment. And Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester City 1. Rodri getting the goal there. Apart from that, they are all 0-0s and they're all at half time. In the Championship, let me just find the Championship. Millwall beat Sheffield United 3-2 in the early kickoff. Blackpool 1, Stoke City 0, Huddersfield Town 1, Birmingham City 1, 0-0 everywhere else. Certainly those top two divisions, nothing is happening at all. League 1, Sky Bet League 1, Accrington 1, Shrewsbury 0, Bristol Rovers 1, Burton Albion 1, Cambridge United 1, Oxford United 0, Cheltenham Town 0, Barnsley 3, Derby 1, Charlton 0, Ipswich 2, Forest Green 0, Morecambe 0, Peterborough 3, Plymouth 0-0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Milton Keynes 2. Who are you playing in? You're in the Championship. Looking for you in League 1 then. Oh, you hate me. In League 2, I think definitely not in League 2. Northampton Town 1, Grimsby 1, Wimbledon 1, Hartlepool 0, Bradford 0, Barrow 1, Carlisle 1, Colchester 0. Well done that for Chris Welsh. I bet he's happy. Harrogate Town 1, Crewe 0, Rochdale 0, Gillingham 1, Salford City 1, Swindon Town 1, Stockport 1, Stevenage 0, Tranmere 0, Mansfield Town 1, and Walsall 1, Newport County 0. So Mike Davis will not be happy at all. Just quickly to dip into the Scottish, just into the Premier League. We have got Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0, Dundee United 0, St Johnstone 1, Hibs 1, Kilmarnock 0, Livingston 0, Rangers 1, St Mirren 1, Ross County 0. And those are all the half times for you. I think we're going to take a break now, and we need to go and water the plants and drop the kids off at the pool and all that.
Definitely.
And just to say, like I say, don't forget next Wednesday at 9 o'clock, we have got Visit Stan the Man is coming on for 1-to-1 next Wednesday at 9. And then at a date, we were still looking to decide on the date, but we have actually got Paul Ross coming on, the TV presenter and radio host and brother, of course, of Jonathan Ross. He will be joining us as well. Yeah, he will be joining us in a couple of weeks as well. We'll be back in about 5, Anthony. So
that's fine.
Go and make your wife a brew and tell her she's beautiful and you love her.
Oh, blimey! Well, one out of 3 ain't that bad, but
I'm not sure which one, and I don't think I want to ask.
Beautiful one.
Yeah, of course. We'll see you in 5.
Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts. From Aldershot to Manchester.
From the Conference to Premier League.
From San Marino to Brazil. If it's football, we'll talk about it on Leicester Till I Die TV.
Subscribe and join in. You know you want to.
You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts.
Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
For all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch Along Show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
The Premier League is back and we've got it all covered here on Leicester Till I Die TV. Subscribe.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good day, good night, good everything to you. How the devil are you all? Welcome back just ahead of the half time. Wanton is back. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Anthony. I've only just got back myself. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, we got
my missus a brew.
Sorry.
I just made my missus a brew, so I did what you said.
Tricky, you see?
Well,
Everybody
no,
says,
it
everybody
was the
says what
espresso from the
chauvinistic
machine.
that answers. Sorry?
It was an espresso from the machine. She went, "What is that?" I said, "It's an espresso." She went, "Well, I didn't ask for one." I said, "Well, no, I thought I'd be kind."
You know, you can never win with women, can you? You know,
you can.
Oh, I didn't ask for one. Well, for the but when I don't make you one, you can moan that you didn't. Women.
Yeah.
Doug is in. Brad is in. Good afternoon, sir. How are you? I'm well, and I believe Anthony is very well today as well.
Big up, Brad.
There's a lot of wellness going around. Who won Palace, by the way, against who was it? Palace against. Who did you do the quiz this week? Not the quiz, the top 10 X's.
Yes. Do you know what? It went very well, and if I'm allowed to say this, a ginger guy popped up, and yeah, it went. I was winning, and then it went to 5-5. So it was a draw, and then it went down. The final one went down to the goalkeeper. But I'm not going to give anything away. But you'll have to tune in to watch it. It was a good stream. I misjudged my words in one of them about a certain player. It was what's his name? The Australian midfielder for Crystal Palace, Georgink, is it? Something like that. His name.
This is why I don't know these things. I know nothing about other teams.
Yeah,
and
and
my obvious one or two.
My words came out wrong. I should have said the word job, but I said another word, and I was really embarrassed. It rhymes with job. Let's just,
I know where it's going. We don't know.
Yeah, let's just say that, and then let's move on.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. I think we can all work it out. You find them on doors, I would imagine. Apparently, because I was going to tell you a joke, then I've forgotten it, so I can't. Never mind. Only 2 games with any goals in the Premier League. One of them had gone the way you would have expected. Man City beating Forest 1-0, but Southampton 1-0 up against Chelsea. Or was it expected?
Well, you can predict that one would have been tricky. It could have gone either way. I mean, you look at last night on your show, Chris, on the prediction. I believe Steve put Southampton down for a win in that game.
No, he went 0-0.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're all shocked because I put a 2-1 win down to Chelsea, which is
Yeah.
obviously still in the it's still annoying. But I mean, for Southampton to be 1-0 up at half time, that's got to tell you against this poor Chelsea side at the minute. So he's still all to play for. But Southampton fans, all I can say is that you know you they're going to be happy at this time at half time.
Yeah. It's full time in League Two, apparently, and Northampton have lost to Grimsby Town 2-1. So Northampton 1, Grimsby 2. I think there's something a bit fishy about that result.
Yes, there was a goal when we was at half time. It's a late kickoff. Wickham are beating Bolton Wanderers 1-0
Ah,
in the 48th minute. So they're behind a few minutes.
I can remember watching Leicester play Bolton when Bolton were in the Premier League.
Yeah, yeah, I can remember that. Sam
Times
Allardyce.
change. Times change.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry.
So I think Sammy Lee was there as well, wasn't he? He was Sam's
It was
number.
Sammy Lee. Yes, he was assistant manager, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he was assistant manager to
Liverpool.
Yeah, no, when he was at Bolton though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who. Sam Allardyce. I think he was
Sam Allardyce was the manager. Yeah. Oh, there's been a goal now. Is Coventry City 1, Rotherham 0.
Bloody hell, Rotherham! Can't rely on you, Julian Watts. If you're watching, ex-Leicester player, he's a Rotherham fan. I can't. You're letting us down. Good God, dude, can't even beat Coventry. What is the world coming to?
Now,
quickly move on to the next score. Move on to the next score, Anthony. Quickly.
Okay. What is it? Stenmore House 1.
Yeah.
Albion Rangers 0.
No. There we go. That's better. That's a better score.
That's a better score. I can remember Julian at Bristol City.
Never what? Sorry.
Julian Watts. I can remember him when he played at Bristol City.
Did he?
Yes, he played at Bristol City.
I thought he got more sense than that.
Yeah, when he obviously, of course, when he got a game, but
yeah.
But yeah, he was good, lad, Julian. He was all right. He was down there. He didn't play that bad, man. He good. He was a defender, wasn't he, Julian?
He was, and his claim to fame was the fact that he put the ball across for Claridge to shin it when we beat Crystal Palace in the playoffs. That's his claim to fame. But no, he's a lovely, lovely lad. He really is. He pops on. He used to do it weekly with us, but I think his missus got a little bit sort of like, "You're doing that again." Yeah, but he's a lovely lad. Lovely lad. It's amazing when you talk to some of these ex-players. Some of them are just really are so nice, you know.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Stan Collymore because
I am. Yeah,
I'd definitely be watching that one. I think I'll be putting a few questions towards him as well because he did have a short spell of an acting career as well, didn't he? Stan Collymore. Yes, he was.
I've not done my homework yet, ready for that, so I'll have to check into that one.
Yes, he was in the film with Sharon Stone, Basic Instinct 2.
Was he? You're not thinking of Vinnie Jones, are you?
No, it was Stan Collymore, and not being funny. The first 5 minutes into the film, she killed him off.
There's a few people I think would have wanted to do that, but just in case anybody is watching and wants to watch, the Bournemouth have scored. Bournemouth have gone ahead at Wolves. 1-0. 49 minutes gone. Just waiting to see who has got it. It's not showing me as yet. I don't know if it's come up on yours yet.
No, it's just come up on mine. Bournemouth 1, Wolves 0.
There's a few cat among the pigeons. Marcus Taverner has scored for Bournemouth on the 49th minute. We'll get details of it coming up soon, I'm sure. And again, another shock because they've been on a good run, Wolves.
It is, yeah. They have been on a bad run. So I said these lower teams, Chris, that you're gonna they got something to play for now. This is the time that they want to be getting points and slowly creeping up the league. But can you see a Wolves comeback? We never know.
No, I mean I went 1-0 to Wolves, so that's out the window. Oh, Huddersfield are beating Birmingham now 2-1.
Yeah.
Magic is coming is wearing off on them. But I went. That's the one where I went 1-0 to Wolves. You went 2-0 to Wolves. So both of us are buggered.
There hasn't really been a lot of goals this weekend, has it? It's been a bit
it's typical because we're doing this. It's been a very quiet. Torquay 2-0 up against Barnet. Tope Fadanouzi has just scored for Torquay. He sounds like a local, doesn't he? And, Orient are beating Crawley with Idris El Mizouni. Obviously, he's another local of London there. And Sutton are beating Doncaster 1-0. Kobe Rowe, I can say his name. But that has certainly, and I think that has taken Bournemouth possibly, let's have a look, out of the bottom three. Yes, it has. It has moved Bournemouth up from 19th to 16th.
Blimey. So is that Leeds gone back into it and Everton?
Yes, Leeds have gone back into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, 20th with 18 points is Southampton. Everton have got 19 points in 19th place. Leeds 20 points in 18th. West Ham 20 points in 17th, and then Bournemouth 21 in 16th. West Ham do have a game in hand, though. Are they playing tomorrow? Yes, they're playing Spurs tomorrow.
They got Spurs,
yeah. But I mean, wow. I was saying earlier, well, all right, it's 0-0 in most of the games, but I was actually saying that it's not doing Leicester too bad because everybody below us isn't winning, but they suddenly all started winning.
They started winning, yeah.
For God's sake.
I mean, obviously the Southampton game is not going to affect you at all, but the Bournemouth one is a bit catchy, and then Mick probably with Leeds as well.
Yes. I mean, we're on 24. Forest are on 23. They're on 24 because that's what they were on. And obviously we've not played yet. But they are on minus 21. We are on -2. So that's, that again is as good as a point, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Bournemouth offered next to nothing in the first half, but take the lead almost straight from the restart as Dominic Solanke gets a cross in from the right and Marcus Taverner turns it in off his thigh. So sounds a bit of a lucky wall there.
Yeah. They've just come up now with Brighton and Fulham. That there's been no goals, but there was a chance for Fulham literally headed over the bar. This bit.
It's typical. It's typical because we're doing this. It's going to be a quiet weekend, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think they knew we were doing it, Chris. And they said, "Oh, right, let's score no goals."
Yes, yeah. Jeff says Perez wins a penalty for Real Betis, who lead 2-1. Did he score it as well? And Nate says pretty interesting season this year. Yeah, it is. As a neutral, basically, as a Leicester fan, I haven't got a horse in either race at the moment. But no disrespect here, Anthony, but obviously with Manchester City beating you, it made it very interesting for the neutral.
Yeah.
For the title. Obviously, not so much for you, but from a neutral perspective, it was like, well, this is going to make it interesting. And at the bottom, which always seems to be a little bit more interesting these days, I guess it's not so set in piece who's going to sort of go down. But Yeah, I mean, it is. And it is. Do you not think this season? I thought we'd be getting back a little bit more to sort of normal, where teams that you would expect to win were winning, and would expect to lose are losing. But it isn't. Anybody can beat anybody, can't they?
They can, yeah. It is who's better on the day. I mean, you look at it, and I mean, who was to thought that Man City would do back-to-back games? I mean, obviously against Manchester United and obviously Tottenham Hotspur, and then like with yourselves, Chris, how you've done that. You've beaten Villa, you've beaten Tottenham. I mean, more so, the shock was when you beat Tottenham. But I always say fair play to Leicester for doing that. Those two games. I think you've done really well. Obviously, you've got a game tomorrow. It is tomorrow you're playing, isn't it?
Yeah, tomorrow away to Manchester United. Yeah,
way to Manchester United. But that's going to be an hard one. But I feel that I think Leicester.
I didn't know you could see from there.
Well, the table was rising, but
it's a weekend semi. That's what it is.
But yeah, it's not going to be an easy one. But I feel that Leicester can go into that game confident, and even if you come out that game with a point, Chris, I'll be happy to take a point against Manchester United. The way they're playing it at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, I did not expect that at all. First surprise was that Kane didn't score. Second surprise was that Son didn't score. And the third surprise was that we came from 1-0 down and beat them 4-1. I did not see that coming. And when you think that we've got Arsenal and then we've got, is it Man City we've got after Arsenal, I think. It was like February was like, oh, God, I was hoping we could get something against Villa because that was no disrespect to Villa, but on paper that was the easier game. To get 6 points at this stage, I didn't think we'd get 6 points all month, to be honest with you. So, no, again, I'm sure because of Manchester United being Manchester United, a lot of neutrals would want us to win that.
Yeah. And for anybody who said Chris has said horrible things about Brendan Rodgers and what they make, that is an absolute lie. I just want to put that out.
About what?
I said, if anybody has heard Chris say about wanting Brendan Rodgers out and getting him sacked, I said that's an absolute lie.
No. I never said that at all. I don't know. You must have been listening to another channel.
Yeah.
Like I said last night, to be honest, I've had a gate built in my fence because I've climbed over it that many times backwards and forwards. We've got Arsenal next, and then on the Tuesday we've got Blackburn Rovers in the Cup. Then we're away to Southampton. Then we've got Chelsea, and then we've got Brentford. So you would think, looking at that, Chelsea are definitely beatable at the moment.
Well, we've still got Potter there when you play against them.
Well, this is the question. That is a good point. Brentford, I think Brentford will probably be, apart from yourselves, will be the hardest game. Southampton, it would be so like Leicester to lose that. It really would. Arsenal, I'm going in with confidence because of the last two games.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going in with confidence.
Yeah. It's all right, Chris. My local team, Bristol City, has gone 1-0 down to Sunderland.
Oh.
Yeah. You can go in there with confidence. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a good game. I feel that. I think Madison's not back for you yet, is he?
Yeah. He's back. He's played in the last two games.
He's playing the last two games. So So obviously with him back, with him doing well. A lot of people don't speak highly of him, but I like Harvey Barnes. I like Barnes.
Yeah,
your left-sided player, and that the other guy, the Brazilian, is it Tete?
Tete time. It's Tete time. Yes, yeah.
I think he's been a difference.
And playing for us has meant there's less pressure on Barnes because we've never had that proper right-sided winger. Now we have got a proper right-sided winger it is releasing some of the pressure on Harvey Barnes, which will. But yeah, Harvey Barnes, people just they seem to have taken a dislike to him, whatever he does. So poor guy. But no, I rate him. I rate him as well. And he knows he goes out with my nephew, as in goes out drinking, not goes out dating. Well, I don't know. I mean, they're both boys, but Jeff says, pleased Arsenal got 3 points today as they won't get any next week.
Oh, well, we don't know about that, do we? I think
we do owe you, though. We do owe you from that earlier game. I mean, look, you do. I just 5-2, and we held them to a draw. Spurs beat us. Was it 6-2? We beat them. Yes. I'd be afraid, Anthony. Very afraid.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a walk in the park, is it, against Leicester and with the results that they're producing? I think it's this time. I think Brendan's got through to the Leicester team now, saying, "Well, look, this is the time now. So many games gone into this season. We need to start knuckling down and picking up points." And I think he's addressed the team that, and I think that's what they're doing now. So I feel anybody's playing against Leicester, you haven't got an easy game there. Where any team that's going to play against Leicester City now, they ain't going to have it easy.
He also, Sheffield Wednesday have equalised against MK Dons with a penalty, and Raheem Harper has been sent off for a second bookable offence for Exeter. I mean, he said he wanted to rebuild in the summer. We know he couldn't do the rebuild because there's no money there. We didn't know that until it was obviously the window was over, but we were trying to abide by FFP rules, unlike that other city up north. But he said, I need a left back, I need a centre back, and I need a right winger. He's got a left back, a centre back, and a right winger. Now let's see, what there's no hiding place for him now. So maybe he was right all along. And it's interesting to say that we have that back four have only played together in that with those four players twice.
Yeah, and I think that left back you've got, is it Chris? What's his name? Christensen, yeah. I tell you what, he's a good player.
Oh, he's brilliant. I'll tell you what as well, we haven't really got any aggressive players, but my God, he is.
He is, yeah. I think
aggressive as in, come on, lads, let's get, that sort of aggressive,
Yeah.
He does overlap very, very nicely with Kieran Dewsbury and Harvey Barnes, so he gets up there as well. And he's always calling for the ball. It's great. I love him. In a football fan sort of way.
Perfect. Brilliant. Yeah.
Jeff says here one of his favourite players from the 70s was Chris Garland, who he signed from Chelsea, but who started his career with Bristol City.
Ah. Right, I have heard that name. I mean, I was born in '79, so but yeah, I have heard that name, and one of my mates.
79? Seriously, no, 69.
Well, I've never had one, Chris. But yeah, a mate of mine used to play for Bristol City up front. A guy called Paul Cheesley, and he scored the winning goal for Bristol City against Arsenal at Highbury down at the clock end.
I was going to have a look at. I like Chris Garland. I remember him. He was the Frank Worthington, Keith Weller era, I believe, because there's a picture I've always got in my mind of him with that particular kit on. Garland. Chris Garland, Wikipedia.
Yes,
Bristol City from 1966 to 1971. Everton have scored. Everton have gone ahead 1-0 over Leeds. We'll come back to Chris Garland. Sorry, Chris. I have to wait a minute. Everton have gone 1-0 up. Well, we did say that could go either way. Middlesbrough have gone 1-0 up against QPR, and it's Seamus Coleman who's got the goal for Everton in the 64th minute. Now, I don't want to, I don't want to come across as smug because it's so unlike me, isn't it?
Oh, I know, Chris. It is, yeah.
Yes, I think so. But
I don't know, it's so difficult not to look smug at this point.
But at the start of the season, I did predict Southampton, Bournemouth, and Leeds to go down.
You did.
That was not in that order. I had Leeds bottom, but I still could be, I guess, really. But that's the way it's looking at the moment. I think Everton, with Sean Dyche there, I think they've got a good chance of staying up.
They have.
My 0-0's out the window.
Oh, that's good.
And so's your 1-1. Well, no, your 1-1 could still be on.
Be on, yeah. What did you want?
Sorry?
What did you pick?
I went 0-0 for Everton Leeds. I thought it'd be a boring game.
Oh, that's out the window. I think Steve likes Leeds, though, doesn't he? I think he went for a Leeds win, I think.
He went 2-0 Everton.
Did he?
Yeah. And Brad went 3-1 Everton.
Oh, blimey.
So let's just have a look. Let's just have a look at what the scores are. I can't see if that is up to date on the screen or not. No, actually, it's not updating automatically, which is a bit of a pain in the posterior. There we go. So as things stand at the moment, you got the 1 point from the game earlier,
right?
When you beat Aston Villa 4-2. At the moment, so Southampton are beating Chelsea. Nobody went for that result, but a couple of them did go for a draw. Everton Leeds, nobody's gone for. Steve and Brad have gone for a win. Man City, we all went for a Man City win, and we all went for a Wolves win. So the way things are going at the moment, they can't decide who scored for Sterling Albion, can they? They announced it, then they corrected it, then they corrected it again.
Well, one's a midfielder and the other one's a defender. I know
that. And an Athletic. Sterling Albion. Is that another one of your teams? Is it?
No.
No, yeah, Chris Garland, he played 143 times for you, scored 31 goals. It wasn't a particularly good return, was it, for a striker?
No.
He played 55 times for Leicester between 74 and 76, and he got 11 goals for us. And then he went back to Bristol City from 76 to 93. He played 64 times for you and scored 11 goals.
Yeah.
But
I think he may have been one of those. It was what you call he'd be on the sub bench more than likely. The way how he on those ratios, the amount of games and goals that he scored. Because back then you always had your top goal scorer was always scoring around about 20 goals.
Oh God, yes, yeah.
Now today is totally different. Today they go more on work ethics than goals, which, in my opinion, I suppose I'm too old fashioned, Chris. I always like strikers scoring goals. Get a 20 goal plus striker in.
The only problem with that is if A, they get injured, or B, they get marked out of the game, you do need other players to be able to score, don't you?
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola's been booked.
Is he?
Yeah, Pep Guardiola's been booked for manhandling the fourth official. Naughty Pep. According what they've typed out here, Crystal Palace have gone ahead. Crystal Palace are beating Brentford.
Oh, God.
My God, what is happening? Am I living in an alternative universe or what?
No, do you know what? I had a feeling that they're going to do this, and I think I had this game down as a 2-2 draw.
You did. You had a Desmond. I went 1-0 to Brentford. I've just been the kiss of death this week. I might as well pack my bags up and pack it up.
I think we're going to look at it as a real poor prediction week this weekend.
Well, I've taken the wee out of you the last 2 weeks. I think that's going to be me this week. Pep is apparently, according to Pat Nevin, is Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester City 12. I think he got a bit carried away with his digits there.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's just run through the scores because there's some weird scores today. We're looking at Villa 2, Arsenal 4, Brentford 0, Palace 1, Brighton 0, Fulham 0, Chelsea 0, Southampton 1, Everton 1, Leeds 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester City 1, Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1. And those are the scores in the Premier League. And in the Championship, let's just give you an up-to-date here. It was Millwall earlier in the day, Millwall 3, Sheffield United 2, Blackburn 0, Swansea 0, Blackpool are beating Stoke City 1-0, Huddersfield are still leading Birmingham 2-1 in Neil Warnock's return to management. Hull Preston, Luton Burnley are both 0-0. Middlesbrough 1, QPR 0. Rotherham are losing to some team at the end of the M69, don't know who they are. Sunderland, I'm sorry, Anthony are still 1-0 up, and it's Wigan and Norwich are drawing 0-0. Derby just gone 2-0 up now.
Yeah.
I think they could be coming straight back up, couldn't they?
They could do, yeah. I mean, they're up there around the top of the table anyway. So and so is Cheltenham. They're always lingering around the playoffs as well. So it's all to play for. But you do get these teams, good teams that's in the lower divisions, and sometimes they even struggle as well.
Wow. Sheffield Wednesday have now gone 3-2 up against MK Dons.
Yes, and Luca is going to be very unhappy because he likes MK Dons, doesn't he, Luca?
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Yes.
Yeah.
He does indeed. I'd forgotten that. Poor old Luca.
AFC Wimbledon 2, Hartlepool 1.
Oh, Hartlepool got one back. Oh.
Yes. Yeovil 1, Notts County 1.
Ooh. I do travel early night tonight. I know that much. Right, here we go.
I got fed up last night. I went downstairs. I slept on the sofa last night, miserable snoring. Did my head in.
I bet she kicked you out, didn't she? Really?
I got up and I said, "Oh, I can't handle this." It was. Then in a minute, it was at one end, then it travelled down to the other end. Like,
no, too much information. Oh dear. So as things stand at the moment, let's have a look at these scores. I don't really want to, but I'm going to have to. So it's Palace are 1-0 up against Brentford. Brighton Fulham is 0-0. Chelsea Southampton is 0-1. Everton Leeds is 1-0. Forest Man City is 0-1. And Wolves Bournemouth are 0-1. So at the moment, you, sir, have got 1, 2, 3. You've got 3 points so far.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I have got 1. I've got 1 point. Steve has got 1, 2, 3. Steve has got 3. So just let anybody know, if anybody's thinking next Friday of tuning into the prediction show, there won't be one. Not that I'm a sore loser or anything like that. You understand?
You can join me, Chris, on the 1 point gag.
Yes, I think I could well be. We need some goals to go in the Premier League. Let's hope there's a flurry of them. 15 minutes to go, plus obviously any injury time there. But I can't see anything looks to be chill. I mean, I'm sorry, but surely we've got to say goodbye to Potter now.
Yeah, he's just like his job is. It just seems like he's just hanging on to a thread. But I mean, is he?
So carry on.
The owners, the new owner of Chelsea, is most probably thinking what Arsenal has done with Arteta. You know, most probably he said, "Well, look, wherever we're going to finish, we're finished there, and from next season we can work on from that." You know, he's most probably giving him a chance. You know, because having all these different managers all the time, how Chelsea used to have, you know, it doesn't pay off.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, you know, he's obviously on good money. He's not having a say in all the purchases, I don't. I mean, I know having all the players, you could have a team full of Messis and Ronaldos, and you need a manager to sort of, you know, put them into place. But even without a manager, there's certain teams that they should be able to beat because of the standard of their players. And looking at Chelsea, they should, with those players, with or without a manager, they should be able to beat the likes of Southampton. No disrespect to Southampton, but you know, the Southampton of this year, they should be able to beat them.
Yeah, they should do. It's like what we said with the total class they've got in the team, you know, the players and that, and the money they spent on these players as well. I mean,
was
that Mudryk was what 80? Was he 80? He was 89 million when he went to Chelsea for, I believe.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I'm not being. I bet the Southampton half the Southampton team don't cost that much. To be honest with you.
No, probably not. Celtic have gone 3-0 up now against Aberdeen. Middlesbrough have just gone 2-0 up. Akpom, I think that's his second goal. They've gone 2-0 up against QPR.
Yeah.
It's Akpom's second goal. It was a penalty. Riley McGree was brought down. And Gillingham have gone 2-0 up against Rochdale. I'm going to say Neil Warnock. He'll be sort of walking home on water, won't he? At this rate,
he would do. Yeah, I mean, first game in charge, and you know, the first win. So I said, Chris, he is a good manager to have in the Championship. You know, to get you out of any trouble and get you up towards the playoffs or automatic promotion. He's the best guy in that division. Shame he hasn't really done anything in the Premier League. You know, like maybe won an FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. You know,
he's kept a couple of teams up, but not, like you say, not set the world alight. But I must admit, it's one of those. Obviously, you know, wherever team he's at, the fans love him, but the fans of other teams always seem to hate him. And when he'd one of his many retirements, he you know, he's been doing Sky and what have you. I find the guy very engaging.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy. He comes in with a lot of knowledge and experience, especially acknowledgement-wise, because he's a professional referee as well, isn't he?
Is he?
Neil Ward, yes, he's a referee as well.
Newport have equalised, so Mike will be happy.
Yeah, Mike will be happy. Yeah.
I think we've got a goal in the Premier League. I think we have another goal in the Premier League.
Oh, right.
Just waiting for confirmation.
Hasn't come up yet.
Burnley have just gone 1-0 up with a penalty against Luton. Ashley Barnes in the 78th minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just going there now. Bianca Westwood is just reporting on that, but Shane's just saying there's been a goal. Southampton, Wolves nearly getting an equaliser.
Oh, damn! Burnley 1, Luton 0. So Dan would be happy.
Yeah. You just weren't listening to what I was saying again.
I know. I was getting carried. I'm just trying to concentrate on this and that and the other. But yes,
yeah, they're losing down to 10 players, and Burnley have got a penalty. Sheffield Wednesday have got a fourth against MK Dons.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that confirmation, Shane. At the moment, nothing's coming up. So whether it was a VAR,
I think it may have been a VAR.
Yeah, nothing is coming up for his prediction, which I'm not going to say because Palace are making a substitution. Armanda and Edouard should play some football now, and Michael Lisi and Jean-Philippe Marteta are coming off. Edouard, that was a player that we were heavily linked with before Dhaka.
Oh, the Crystal Palace. Yeah, he played for Celtic, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah,
I think that's why he was being linked so much with us.
Yeah,
but
also
Brendan, I think he looked at it and said, "Well, yeah, okay, you were good in Scotland, but you're not going to be good in the Premier League."
No, even Arsenal were after it. Arsenal were after it.
It was like that because he took a player on loan from Leicester, Kaputskik, I think it was called, or something. He was a defender, and he played like the whole season for one of the seasons he was on loan. Then he went back on a loan. He could never get a game in the Premier League, and you're thinking, what the hell? But then you got to say Brendan knew his business. You know, he obviously thought, yep, you were good in Scotland, but you weren't very good in. You know, you wouldn't be very good in the Premier League.
Premier League, no, and I think you look at the Scottish Premier League. I think you'll have to compare it to our Championship.
Oh yes, if not League One, to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe League One as well. Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way. I've lost the rubber off my end. Pencil. Pencil. Okay, before you say anything, I know what your mind's thinking. Thing is, where's the little rubber gum? I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, my missus said she wanted. My missus said she wanted that for Christmas. I said, "What do you want for Christmas?" She said, "Give me 10 inches with a rubber on the end." I got her a lovely pencil, but.
Boom boom. Oh dear. Barnet have got one back against Torquay. Crew have got one back against Harrogate, and Rhea has been sent off for Adrianians. There's an injury for Chelsea. Flora Williams says it's the Aka Azipakita. I can never say that name. He's been down a long time, so it doesn't look like it's going to be great news, I'm afraid. And it doesn't look like that one. Livingston are down to 10 apparently now as well.
Yeah.
Ipswich got fourth against Forest Green.
Rangers beating Livingston 2-0. Just scored. Yeah. Unlucky dog.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy chappy, is he?
No.
You said here, how many chances do these guys need? Talking about Manchester City. Erling Haaland drifts across the box and played it into Jack Grealish. He cuts it back for Kevin De Bruyne, who is again off target from 20 yards. Forest have equalised. Oh my God!
I was going to say there's been a goal.
Equalised. Chris Wood. Chris Wood has scored. I think Newcastle fans will be laughing tears into the Tyne tonight, but they have scored 1-1. Wow. That's another one. So we can knock a point off everybody for that one. Kind of might as well not have turned up this week. Chris Wood on the 84th minute. And it sounds like Manchester City have been punished for not scoring, not putting chances away.
Yeah.
But fair play to Forest. Fair play to them.
They're playing very, very well. I mean, obviously, with the minutes gone and the scoreline now is 1-1, you can. I mean, look, Haaland. Why he scored against Forest? A guy like Haaland.
There's a VAR check though. There's a VAR check.
It is.
Come on, VAR. Must have been offside. We love VAR. We love VAR.
No, I think he stood, Chris. In the goal stands.
It's come up yet. It just says there's a VAR check. Come on. Just confirming their ranges, like you said, are 2-0 up against Livingston.
Yeah, it stands.
Oh, bloody hell, Man City.
So they're a point above you now.
One job.
Oh, he's all on Leicester. Do you know what? This it's like up Leicester now. They'll be really up tomorrow for that Manchester United game.
Yeah,
Leicester City.
yeah, you would hope so. Yeah, they're a point above us now. Bloody hell, Man City. You don't deserve to win the title.
No.
Nottingham Forest have their first shot on target and they score. Morgan Gibbs-White goes past Ederson and Chris Wood taps into an empty net from 2 yards out. Indeed, Jeff, our predictions haven't been good this week.
No.
I'm not saying, we don't call Manchester City cheats, do we? But how many brown envelopes did they have delivered this morning? If any of them have got a Greek postmark on, they need to be checked.
Yeah.
And
Is that the
Arsenal are
UP,
back on
is it?
top. You're back on top now, mate.
Back on top now, yeah. Happy with. Well, we were top when it was 2-2. But, obviously we knew that wasn't good enough and we needed that extra goal, which we got the third one.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one, it just but what favours Man City at the minute is just their goal difference. We just can't seem to catch it because they've got such a big goal difference than us.
Well, what a totally and utterly weird weekend. It's weird when Chris Wood scores.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh. Hamilton Academicals have got a third against Inverness. I think we're going to get the full time starting to drip through now.
Yeah, I think they're all in the they're all in the 89th minute now, aren't they? Yeah. Coming up to 90th minute.
I mean, Manchester City have only got themselves to blame.
They have. It's like what you've been saying with like with me with supporting Arsenal. Is Arsenal's to lose. Is also obviously, as you know, is Man City's to lose as well. And yes, we've been frustrated these last few games how Arsenal's been playing and not pulling the results out the bag. But this one now with Villa, I think it was only just a small little blip that we were in. I think we've got out of that blip now, and hopefully we can
take ahead at Brighton. Fulham have scored at Brighton. For fuck's sake, what is going on?
God,
what is going on?
Who's that, Vitovic?
I haven't got it up yet. Let's have a look.
Oh God!
Obviously going for the winner. I don't know who scored at the moment, so I do apologize. It hasn't said. Notts County have also 2-0 up. They're just 2-1 up against Yeovil. They got a penalty, and Crewe have got back to 2-2 against Harrogate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. What the hell is going on?
Oh, Blackburn Rovers 1, Swansea 0.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. Yes. Yeovil 1, Notts County 2. Harrogate, yeah, well, you just said the Harrogate scored, didn't you? 2-2.
Solomon scored for Fulham.
Solomon, right.
Manor Solomon.
QPR got one back.
This, I mean, let's have a look what this has done to the table. So Arsenal top 54, Man City on 52 in second, third Man United on 46, obviously host Leicester tomorrow. Celtic got a fourth against Arbroath. Newcastle in fourth. They play obviously at 5:30 against Liverpool. And at the bottom, Southampton in 20th on 18, Leeds in 19th on 19, West Ham in 18th on 20, Bournemouth in 17th on 21. Sorry, Leicester on 24th on -2 in 14th place, just behind Nottingham Forest. Manchester City, you are a waste of space.
Yeah.
But it does sound like they were basically, well, if they got the first shot in the 88th minute, Forest, and scored from it, Bristol City have equalised.
Yes.
Wow, 93rd minute.
Wells. Vicky Wells.
A penalty it was.
Yeah.
Is he a good player for you?
He's not too bad. He does come up and score vital goals at the right time. He used to play for Burnley. He used to play up front for Burnley.
Coventry got a second. Well done for Bristol City. You're having a good weekend, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that makes it 11 straight games now, undefeated if we hang on.
Wow. So Celtic have got 4, Rangers have got 3. Anything you can do, as they say. Yeah, Ayala scored for Blackburn in the 89th minute.
Yeah. You mentioned about Coventry going 2-0 up?
Yeah, against Rotherham. Victor Gyökeres. And those of you that know me will say, well done, Chris. Well, what a weekend for predictions. Middlesbrough just got a third against QPR, just rubbing salt in the wounds now. And Kelty Hearts have beat Queen of the South 3-0 in Scottish League One. Good old Kelty Hearts. Who the hell are they?
Hey,
who the hell are Accrington Stanley? Who the hell are Kelty Hearts? Oh, come on, Man City. For God's sake, you can get another one. I mean, old Haaland, I mean, he's going through a bit of a dry patch, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I mean, he scored against us on Wednesday.
But I mean, he's not, on the spree that he was on when he first came over.
No.
Southampton are making some changes. Honestly, we tell the missus to be quiet.
I was just you took the words out of my mouth, Chris. I was going to say I was going to apologise for anybody who can hear that. The missus is talking.
Great minds. It's all over. Everton have beaten Leeds 1-0. You've got to say well done, Everton.
It's been a goal.
No, where?
Chris Woods he's got his second goal of the game. It's 2-1, Nottingham Forest.
No, it's just showing me full time 1-1.
Oh, bastard. All right. I thought I'd get you going there, Chris.
No, 1-1 bad enough, you know.
Do you know what? I had that in my mind in the 80th minute. I thought, when's the best time to do it? I thought, I'll do it right at the end.
Well, I'm down Bristol City. I'm annoyed Bristol City have equalised now, but it's all over at the Stadium of Light, and it was 1-1.
1-1, yeah.
Well, Bournemouth have been... No, that's not over yet. So we're still waiting for a few games to finish, but Everton certainly have beaten Leeds. Derby beaten Charlton 2-0. Blackburn have beaten Swansea 1-0. Walsall and Newport have drawn 1 apiece. Coventry beating Rotherham 2-0.
Yeah.
What a weird day for results.
It is, yeah. Absolutely weird. More so,
Brentford have equalised.
Oh,
in the 95th minute. Brentford have equalised. That surely. Oh my God! Steve's got 3 points. He went 1-1, and you get a point because you went 2-2.
I went 2-2, yeah. So the way things are going,
these days, aren't I? This week,
Steve can win it this weekend.
Yes, he could. And he'll say, "I see what happens when I write them down."
Yeah. So it's like he's on 6 points now. Then I'm on 4.
Bournemouth have beaten Wolves 1-0. Don't know if I said that, but that's all over. So it's 1-0 to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So teams that are fighting for their lives down there.
Yeah, they will now, Chris. Bloody hell. Wrexham 3, Aldershot 3, just in.
Wow. Oh, yeah, goal for Jordan Tunnicliffe, an own goal. And Southampton are still beating Chelsea. Oh, you can't tell me that he's going to stay there much longer. 12 minutes added on there at Chelsea. They did have that Akers, whatever he's called, down. Sheffield Wednesday have got a 5th goal against MK Dons. They were losing that at one point, weren't they?
They were losing that at one point, yeah.
Now 5-2, George Byers in the 89th minute. But yeah, I understand there's a long time to be added on in that Chelsea game because the player was down for a long time.
Yeah, they were sort of saying it on air.
Hang on. What's Jeff doing?
Oh.
Jeff getting excited about something. He's lost his microphone. He was jumping up and down. He's having to borrow Paul Merson's microphone. I'm not sure.
Oh, I think it's Hartlepool. They equalised. Hartlepool to AFC Wimbledon too.
Middlesbrough have won 3-1 against QPR. Fair play to him, but he'd lost his microphone and he had to lean over and use Paul Merson's clip-on microphone. What an afternoon! What an afternoon! Still 2 games going on: Brighton, Fulham, and Chelsea, Southampton, and it's 2 away wins. Burnley have won at Luton. They will be coming back up, I'm pretty certain. It's all over at Brighton. Fulham have won 1-0.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just going to have to. I'm going to have to total these up. And Forest have won 4-0. I mean, just talk me through some of those games, Anthony, while I total these up.
I mean, the game earlier, the Arsenal Villa game, I think that's the game so far the weekend. If there's any, I think there could be there's 2 shocks this weekend with Nottingham Forest joining with Man City. Nobody would have predicted that. And also at the minute, as you know, with Southampton beating Chelsea 1-0. But with the Southampton team and the manager that they've got at the minute, anything can happen against them. So, it is what it is there. But obviously, with the Chelsea player down, is that enough time for Chelsea to get anything out of the game? Obviously trying to make it 1-1. Apparently, they're just saying here now they're really going for it. Chelsea trying to attack the Southampton, getting the ball in that final third of the pitch. So,
well, apparently, just showing Jurgen Klopp arriving. Manchester City should have got about 6 or 7.
Yeah,
they just were not finishing. So at the moment, I haven't actually got a point.
No,
No,
you haven't.
I haven't got. I could get the first ever nil.
Well, you done, never mind. I think you said Newcastle win, wasn't it? Did you say Newcastle win? 2-0 or 2-1?
I said no. I have gone. Yeah, I've gone 2-1 to Newcastle.
Yeah, I've gone 1-0 in this one.
I don't think has anybody else got a nil before. Let's just have a look.
No, they haven't. Not on your prediction show. Nobody's ever got a nil.
I know Brad got low once. He got a 2. He got a 12. He got an 8. He got a 4. He got a 1 week.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to beat him this week. Yeah, I think I could well get the first. Oh my God, they're playing about 10 minutes extra at Huddersfield as well. Yeah, I think I could be getting the first 0 points.
Yeah. I can see it Friday night on the prediction show. Good afternoon, pleasure till I die. This is your host here, Anthony Herbert. Yeah, that's right. Don't change your channel. Chris is on holiday.
Yeah, Jeff, thank you very much. Jeff has just said, won't take you long to count your points, Chris.
Yeah.
Get off, Jeff.
What's good, Jeff?
Problem is he's spot on though.
No, yeah.
Right. Let us go through they're still playing at Chelsea, but let us go through the results as they stand at the moment. So today in the Premier League, Jeff's having to go at me for getting 0 points, and he's only got 1 point. Mind you, the Eurovision Song Contest is coming up, isn't it? So the results as we look at them: Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 4, Brentford 1, Palace 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Fulham 1. Chelsea are still losing to Southampton at the moment. That's still playing. 1-0 to Southampton. Everton 1, Leeds United 0. Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 1. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Bournemouth 1. In the Scottish Premiership, Celtic 4, Aberdeen 0, Dundee 1, St Johnstone 2. Yes. Hibernian 2. No, that's how desperate I am. Hibernian 2, Kilmarnock 0, Livingston 0, Rangers 3, St Mirren 1, Ross County 0. And then in the Championship, as we go down into it, Millwall 3, Sheffield United 2 from earlier. Blackburn Rovers 1, Swansea City 0, Blackpool 1, Stoke City 0. Huddersfield Town, Birmingham City is still being played at the moment. Hull City 0, Preston 0, Luton Town 0, Burnley 1, Middlesbrough 3, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Rotherham 0, Coventry City 2, Sunderland 1, Bristol City 1, and Wigan Athletic 0, Norwich City 0.
Yeah, he's just come up on my.
Now I think it's going to be 0-1 to Southampton.
It's just that scoreline's just pinged up on my phone that it's full time there. Southampton 1, Chelsea 0.
Southampton 1. So none of us got a point there either. So at the things stand at the moment. Let me just double check Brad's scores here. He went 2-0. He went 2-2 there. Went 1-1 there. Oh, he's got a point there because he went Everton to beat Leeds. He gets a point there. Doesn't get a point there. Doesn't get a point there. Brad has got, I have got 0. Brad has got 1. Steve has got 4. Anthony, 2.
2.
Yeah, it's all over. Yeah, I can't believe that. Can't believe. Bye, Potter.
Yeah.
Southampton. This is, I mean, like I say, to me, that game sums the whole season up because you just don't know what's going on. What I'm going to have to say for you, Matt, can you start doing to keep your results handy? Because I tend to throw these away after the end of the game because it's got it all on computer. And
I keep up with my results. Yeah.
If the cleaner comes, then she takes the rubbish out. I've lost it. Anthony, young man, thank you so much.
That's right.
A draw for your 2 wins and a draw for your 3 teams.
Yes. If you're including Southampton, I know you are, Chris.
Moi? As if.
But yeah, it's been really good. I've enjoyed it. It's a shame, really. There weren't many goals this weekend, was there? We can.
No, there wasn't at all. But 96th minute, Brentford equalised in. Whew. That just got you that extra point there.
Yeah, it does say it's true saying is not over until the fat lady sings,
No, it's not. No. I always remember Martin O'Neill. He would go bad if you weren't playing up until the final whistle. He really would. But Anthony, thank you so much for coming on. Next week it's you and me. I say you and me. It's Leicester versus Arsenal. We will chat before the week is out about that. But just give everybody a shout out as to where they can find you.
Yes, you can find me on my socials on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at my name, Anthony Herbert. You can also find me on a Manchester United channel, hosting a Arsenal channel called Gunners from All Corners. We do Friday nights at 9 o'clock. Get every Arsenal fan in, just talk Arsenal content. And we have a joke and a laugh, and we talk about all things Arsenal, which is good. Also, every now and then you can find me on Leicester Till I Die with Chris, and you can also find me on the top 10 battles with Brad.
You can indeed. And
yes,
I'm just saying, you're talking all things Arsenal. It starts at 9 o'clock on a Friday. I'm guessing it finishes about 10 past 9.
Well,
took a while.
There was. I know I was in the prediction show. There was a bit of a problem Friday, so we had to go late on that one. So I thought,
and then you've run out of things to talk about with Arsenal.
Yeah,
had a moan about Arteta, like, well, what do we do for the other 50 minutes?
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know I love you, Anthony. You know I love you, mate. Thank you so much, and have a good rest of the weekend. Hopefully, my weekend will get better tomorrow. And we'll chat during the week. I think you do the prediction show on a Thursday, don't you?
Yes, with Dan. I also with Brad as well. I'm on 2 streams on Thursdays.
Yes, you are. So that's when we do the preview. So we will mention you in dispatches. I have a good week. Well done. Back at the top of the table, and off the bottom of the table at the other end. So well done, sir. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Chris. Thanks. Have a nice weekend, Chris.
And you as well. Take care. Thanks so much for coming on.
That's okay.
Take care. And Anthony's link to his own Twitter is in the description below on YouTube. Thanks a lot to him. Thank you so much, Jeff. Not sure where this will go again, because obviously if Leicester are playing on a Saturday, we'll be always doing Leicester. Let me just, because I do need to go off and drop the kids off this time. They weren't ready at half time, so I'm going to go back and drop them off this time. But I just want to tell you what is coming up.
Coming up next on Leicester Till I Die TV.
Tomorrow, 1:30, join us for the live watch-along. Leicester City versus Manchester United up at Old Trafford. Thanks a lot, Nate. Take care, buddy. We will be doing the live watch-along from 1:30. And then we will be back at 6:30 with myself and Bradley, and we'll be doing the post-match show, when hopefully we're going to be talking about 3 wins in a row. And don't forget, guys, next week at 9 o'clock on the Wednesday, this gentleman will be on the show, Mr. Stan Collymore, and we will speak to you tomorrow. Not a problem, Anthony. Thank you so very much. Take care, buddy. Thanks for coming on, and I will see you all tomorrow at 1:30 for the watch along. Fingers crossed. Thanks for joining us. If you have been watching on Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and on Twitch, and obviously don't forget on the podcast, if you have been lending me your ears, I really, really, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Come on, Leicester, we can do it, can't we? Surely we can do it. This is Leicester. Good night.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That's all, folks.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye, and see you next time.
I'm looking for Dr. Goodhead.